If you didn't hear, the reason we are playing Frank my way is because Tom Brady, he did it his way. He's retiring. It's over. 22 years, the most decorated career we have ever seen in NFL history. I think no one argues the greatest quarterback of all time. As I was just discussing with Willie, you're going to have a few people that, have their preferences of positions or, who they enjoyed the most. And there's obviously GOATs in every position, but Tom Brady's the greatest football player of all time. And it's not really a whole lot to argue about. You just, you can just have your preference about it. But he had the most unbelievable, incredible, and one of the most impactful careers in the history of sports. There's a lot to digest and take from what Tom did in his time in the NFL. But just initially, like hearing the news, Adam Schefter just tweeted it that Tom Brady's retiring, and told him and Jeff Darlington, who's very close with Tom Brady, that he's hanging it up. When I think of Tom Brady, I think of a lot of things. I think of a lot of pain that he caused my Dolphins and Steelers over the years, how frustrating it was to play against him. But lately, I think what Tom gave to sports overall was just the idea that if you want to sustain success, that there is a bit of a formula for it. And there is a certain way to do things that can translate from one organization to the next. And when he went to Tampa Bay, he really showed not only just, his level of talent and what taking care of your body can yield you later in your career, but also just a winning mentality. It's kind of similar, not at the same magnitude, but in the same vein as when LeBron left Miami. He was in Cleveland for a long time, struggling, couldn't get it together, not by his fault by any means. Went to Miami, got the blueprint for championships, and was able to go back to Cleveland and bring that there. And, the dynasty in New England, everyone has, their different opinions about it. And obviously they had some controversies and whatnot. But I think what you really saw with Tom was he was truly the soul of that dynasty, and he was the winner. And the way that he goes about his life, his career, the way that he approaches his teammates, the way he approaches the media, it's just really astonishing, his accomplishments, for the length that he has had those accomplishments, and the lasting impact he's going to have on sports. And now, I've never allowed myself to imagine what Tom Brady's going to do after football, because what's the point? He's going to play. He's been playing for a majority of my time on this earth. Now we get to imagine what the next chapter is for Tom Brady, which I imagine is some time in Costa Rica chilling. But that's going to be interesting. What does the next chapter look like for Tom Brady?